My morning routines relied on how strict I took my night routine. Since the music's so loud, I'm not going to talk too long, but welcome to today's night routine. Since it's fall, I take cozy nights very seriously, so we're committed for a cozy night tonight. We're currently at this cute little cafe that's so festive and I love it, but I'm bringing you along with me on how I go about my night for somebody that wakes up at 5 a.m. but also likes to prioritize a cozy night. I like to start my evenings early. It's currently 3:30. In a couple minutes, we're going to start heading home. I'm going to go on a little walk around town to get my steps in for today and enjoy the scenery. I definitely love walking around here, seeing the locals and seeing like the community and all the like aesthetic stores and all that. If I'm ever working, this is usually when I stop working around 4 or 3:30, and I like to just start winding down and like turning off my brain for the day. So once we start heading home, that's when we're gonna start our evening routine. I'm currently rereading, it says Breathe Fire, but this is the Sky in the Deep book. I told you guys how much I love this book so much. Like, it's my favorite book, and I can never find a book that lives up to this book as much. So I'm rereading it for the fall. It's one of my favorite books, like a slow burner book, and an enemies to lover book, and I've made the decision to reread it for the second time for the fall, and I'm not mad about it. Once I finish reading a little bit of this, we're gonna start heading home and getting our steps in, walking and looking around. Can't wait to take you along with me on tonight's little autumn evening routine. I'm actually currently drinking this apple cider mimosa mocktail. It tastes pretty basic, but 'tis the season, so I had to. Okay, we've made it back home, and I want to get out of these clothes and just put something on a little cozy that's not my pajamas quite yet, but still something really cozy to wear while I'm in the house. So I'm gonna put on a nice little knitted sweater. I might be a little too dramatic, but I got this cute little knitted sweater on. When we were on our walk, it was so hot. Like the sun wasn't even out, but just like standing there, the humidity just had us sweating, and I just wanted to get out of those clothes so quickly once I got home. It's nice and chilly in the house because I like to put the AC on high to make it nice and cold in here so that I can take advantage of my fall attire. I don't like having my hair up whenever I have like a turtleneck on because it just makes me feel like an egg. I feel like some of you would understand that, but regardless, I might put my hair up once in a while I'm baking and cooking. It is now 5:16 p.m. and usually I have meal prep that is really easy to just like put in the microwave and it'll be done in about 5 minutes. Lately, I've been a little lazy with my meal prepping, so I have some things that are prepped and then I have other things that I still gotta cook in order to go along with the stuff that I already have meal prepped. I will admit I was really tempted to get myself a bowl at Sweet Green while we were walking around, but I technically already have some things that I already made for my little at-home homemade autumn harvest Sweet Green bowl. Like I have already made Brussels sprouts and sweet potatoes, but I have steak thawing out that I left right before I left so that it would be thawed out by the time I got home. So right now I have sirloin steak that is fully thawed, so I'm gonna cook that. I am on day 2 of my period. That's not TMI. I will talk about my period till the day I die. And I feel like we've all seen this on TikTok where it's like, girl, eat some steak like on your period because of like how good it is when it comes to iron. And you need iron whenever you're on your period. So like every time I'm on my period, the main foods that I remember that I gotta eat is steak, cabbage, a bunch of iron, and like all the good stuff. I'm gonna try to make myself like a Brussels, sweet potato, steak salad. It's like kind of like a steak salad bowl, but then like also like a steak autumn harvest bowl from Sweet Green. I don't know. I'm just throwing things together. I'm starving. But what I actually decided to do, since I get way too overstimulated whenever I cook dinner and then I sit down and eat dinner and then I go back to the kitchen to clean up my dinner mess and then I have to prep my baking mess and then I'm overstimulated that I just made another mess and then I have to wait for the dessert to bake and then I have to clean my baking mess and it's just a hassle. So I feel like it's so much easier for me to bake now before I make my dinner. So then by the time I'm done cooking, the dessert is ready and then while I'm letting it cool off, I can take a nice shower and then it's gonna be like perfect timing. Hopefully I'm timing this a lot better this time. I'm really gonna try my best to make this a realistic but cozy aesthetic looking video because I'm really exhausted right now and the last thing I want to do is film. I'm being really honest with you at the moment. I'm so tired and I just want to enjoy my night. But I also want to make a perfect fall night routine video by giving you the best angles and the best shots, aestheticness, and doing a little extra and going the extra mile to make this video look as cozy as it is in person. I think I'm gonna try that, but then also be as authentic as I can. Hi, I just realized Moon's behind me. So we're gonna see how this goes. I am gonna be using these bananas for this little banana pumpkin bread that I'm about to start baking. Oh, they're ripping off. This is like the perfect ripeness to use bananas when it comes to baking. I'm gonna get started on making my banana pumpkin bread. I really beg nobody to ask me in the comments about the recipe. I kind of remember the recipe, but it's always the basics like, you know, mushed up bananas, some cinnamon, milk, flour, pumpkin puree, eggs, and all that. So sometimes just to make sure, I always go on TikTok to make sure that I'm using all the ingredients and I'm not missing anything. Oh, my egg is about to roll off. But if I'm gonna be super honest, I literally measure with love. I never use like any measuring cups to measure out any of the ingredients. I literally wing it and I kind of remember the ratio of everything that you need. If you want to know the recipe, just look one up on TikTok. They'll give you like the actual measurements of all the ingredients. Me, I'm literally freeballing it. So please don't ask me because I will not know. I'm using this vanilla protein shake. So this is actually going to be a high protein banana bread that I'm prepping actually. I don't like having any dessert unless it has some type of protein. The girl's just trying to hit her protein goals. Oh, there goes my fork. Oh my god, baking this was so quick. I honestly should have done this like forever ago. I would literally be doing this like after dinner and it would be too much for me. Okay, Doja's in the pantry now. This was so easy. This honestly would like make me so much less stressed to do first before dinner. Like this calms me down first and then it kind of like preps me before I start making dinner. I'm only adding a little bit of chocolate chips, and if you notice, I didn't put any sweetener. One, because there's like 3 bananas in here, but 2, I'm gonna be making like this fluffy cream cheese topping that's gonna be a little bit more sugary, and I'm gonna add some maple syrup onto it, so that's gonna be like the main sweetener. So I'm not gonna add any like agave, sugar, maple syrup, honey into this. The banana's sweet enough as it is, so I don't think it needs any other sweetener. And I'm not gonna add too much chocolate chips. I mean, I can add a little bit more. It can never hurt. It's okay, that's fine. And I gotta butter this pan up. Actually, no, I'm gonna use parchment paper and put our batter into it. This was so easy. So this is my second time having this little magnesium kombucha drink. I will be honest, it tastes interesting, but what I'm loving is the effects that the magnesium has been giving me. So I always thought that the Sleepy Girl mocktail was kind of the same as like taking some melatonin gummies or tablets. When I thought of melatonin, that's like something you take and you just knock out. And then when I heard everybody talking about like, no, you should take magnesium, it's so much better for you than melatonin because your body gets used to melatonin. And they're saying take magnesium powder and make it into this like Sleepy Girl mocktail, and this whole drink will, with like the tart cherry juice and the magnesium powder and whatever other drink that you want to add to the drink, and it's a drink that'll knock you out. So I just assumed that the magnesium powder was like the same thing as like melatonin, and it was like something that just puts you to sleep. Now I've come to learn that magnesium is actually kind of like a body muscle relaxer. So I'm learning that the best time to take magnesium is between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m., like in the middle of the day, because then it'll give you so much time to perfectly relax you towards the end of the night. It's currently 6 p.m. right now. I gotta start making dinner quickly, but this is like the best time to have it. And I will tell you, the first time that I had this drink, I felt a huge, like random relaxation in my body. I swear, like it felt like my muscles were on drugs. I'm being so serious. I remember being like, I hate magnesium before going to bed. It doesn't actually put me to sleep. Like I would drink it like a good 5 to 10 minutes before I go to bed, and I was just like not as sleepy as I was with melatonin. So I was like, oh, this is a scam. Like magnesium is not putting me to sleep. Little did I know, it's not meant to put you to sleep. It's meant to ease its way through your body to like relax you naturally. The more you know, you know? I mixed it with my Autumn Gratitude kombucha that I freaking love so much. It's like an apple cider type drink. And the magnesium that I use is from Whole Foods. It's in the flavor lemon. It's magnesium fizz, and it has about 350 milligrams of magnesium. So I love taking this, and just know that the best time to take magnesium is between 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. And you can even still have melatonin at night, like right before you go to bed. All right, but I made my drink so that I could start prepping my steak. Also, happy October 1st. I just realized I'm filming on October 1st. I didn't even plan this, but I did plan posting my weekly reset Instagram reel to really set the tone for this October coming up. I already posted a weekly reset on my YouTube channel, and that was just for like the middle of the month. The one that I posted on my Instagram reel is kind of the same thing. I actually didn't do like a full dedicated monthly reset, you know. It was just a simple weekly clean. I just wanted to post that to kind of like make us feel like we're refreshing, whether it's like setting new goals for the new month or budgeting, decluttering, organizing, donating new clothes monthly, like whatever it is. I just wanted to motivate anybody that just wanted to have some type of reset for the beginning of the month, even if it's just cleaning. So I posted a simple basic little cleaning video for my Instagram, and I really loved how it turned out. I even put in the Ali and AJ Rush song that we all listened to when we were kids. I only remember it from the Twitches movie, and the only reason I added that song to the video was because Matt and I watched the Twitches like 3 days ago, and once that song turned on, I was just hooked. I was like, oh my god, I completely forgot about the song. And then I was like, you know what? While I was editing, I was just like humming it, and it just came up in my mind, like, I think I'm gonna add this song. It's gonna hit. I feel like it's gonna hit perfectly for anybody that knows the song solely from the Twitches movie, and it's just gonna give you that like spooky October Halloween vibe. I don't know. That's just how my brain works, and I loved how it turned out. And a lot of the comments are saying like W on the song choice, and I'm like, yeah, I know. I thought about it. I'm already feeling this hit me. But I'm sad. I don't want to take off this knitted sweater. I feel like I just put it on, but now I gotta take a shower. I was sweating, and I did do a core workout this morning, and I did do it a little later than usual because my period was just not having it, and she was just telling me to rot. I did also have a headache all day, and I was trying my hardest to not take melatonin because I took melatonin twice yesterday because of my cramps, and then I woke up with a headache this morning. I was like, don't take any painkillers. Like, I was just trying my hardest to not take any more painkillers, but I couldn't handle it anymore, and like in the middle of the day my headache just started getting worse and I had to take it, and my cramps were just not having it. So I did my workout a little late, and I didn't shower from that because I barely sweated. It was just like a simple 10-minute core workout, and I did some neck strengthening and some stretching. So I was a little sweaty after my workout, and I was definitely sweaty getting my steps in for today. So let's take this well-needed shower. This pumpkin bread came out so fire. Today was hair wash day, so we gave the scalp some love, and she's finally clean. I feel like I haven't washed her in a hot minute, but with this kind of hair, it's not like the best to constantly wash it, especially if it's thick, to take a couple days or maybe like a week or two to not wash it. That's what I heard. I could be wrong, but I promise I'm not dirty. Anyways, Matt's about to go take his shower, and we were just watching Gilmore Girls, and we've been watching Gilmore Girls since like September 1st, and we've been on a roll. I think we're on season 3 or 4. It could be 3. But we've actually, for the past 2 days, we've actually been taking a break off Gilmore Girls, and we're watching this new, why did I say it like that? Gilmore Girls, and we're watching this new show called Wayward. It's on Netflix, and I saw a couple of like promos of it on my Instagram. I didn't really catch my attention. I was like, I don't really know what it's about, but I've already seen it like pop up on my page like a couple times, and I just never got around to it. And then I saw it pop up on Netflix when I was about to put on Gilmore Girls, and I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let me see what this is about. And then once we were on episode 1, I was hooked. It's actually a really good show. We're currently on episode 5, and it's starting to, things are about to go down. It said that it's like one of those like limited edition or just like limited TV series. We doubt that there's going to be a season 2, but I do think that this is a pretty good show that I cannot see it without like another ongoing season. I think it's a really good show. If you don't know what it's about, it's kind of like one of those like psychological thriller movies where basically they send all these like delinquent kids to this like boot camp, but this boot camp is a little bit abusive, like emotionally, physically, and there's like so many secrets that they're hiding, and it's creepy because like the whole town is in on it, and it seems like impossible to like expose this type of school, and it's like a pretty good thriller. I do recommend watching it if you're looking for like an eerie TV series that's new, especially if you're looking for somewhat of like a spooky thriller theme to be watching for the fall. Anyways, I'm eating my dessert. We're gonna watch the rest of this episode, and then I'm gonna start like my full-on night routine, like washing my face, brushing my teeth, doing my tea. This is like what I do every single night. For anyone that's ever asked like how do I get up early in the morning, especially at 5 a.m. consistently, I will say it is a night routine. Your night routine is basically the foundation of your morning routine, however early you wake up. So for me, it took me a while to finally like time estimate what time I need to be in bed and how long it takes me to do something. So for example, I try to eat before 7:30. I was a little late today, but I did finish dinner literally at 7:30, so that was a close call. Then around 7:50, 8:30, that's when I'm like, okay, I gotta brush my teeth now. Like I gotta start getting up out of the couch. If you're the type like after your day you like to wind down and like watch a show at the end of the night, and you catch yourself like binge watching the show, and then you look at your clock and you realize it's like 10 p.m. I will admit I used to be like that. I used to just watch shows and like not care what time it is. I'm like, I'm finishing this episode or I'm finishing this entire movie. Lately I've just literally been stopping movies halfway or in the beginning. Like I just want a little taste of the movie or the show, and if I didn't finish the episode, then it's fine. I'm gonna turn off the TV and start heading to bed. So what I look for is the time. Whenever I see that it's like 7:50, I'm like, okay, I know how long it takes me to like prep to go to bed. It doesn't take me like 10 minutes. Usually it takes me like 30 minutes to an hour to like fully get ready for bed, like brushing my teeth, washing my face, doing my skincare, prepping my tea, getting the cats to bed, closing up the living room, like turning off the lights. And I don't like leaving my living room like dirty, if that makes sense. I don't like leaving throw pillows everywhere. I don't like leaving like water bottles or things out of line. I literally reorganize my entire living room and kitchen so that when I wake up in the morning it's like all, you know, perfect. Personally, that's just me. That's just like what I do. I'm not saying that you have to do that, but that's kind of why my night routine takes a little longer than the average person. So whenever I see that it's about to be 8:30, I'm like, okay, it's time to prep my tea. And my tea is usually super, super hot the second that I put it in my mug. So I prep my tea and then I let it sit on my nightstand, and then I go and start brushing my teeth. First I do my electric flosser, then I do my mouthwash, brush my teeth, and then I take off my makeup if I have makeup on for the day, and wash my face, do my skincare, and then my face and my mouth is fresh for the end of the night. And then by the time I get to bed, my tea is like perfectly warm. And a little hack, I like to put on my ceiling fan in order for my tea to be the perfect temperature by the time I get to bed. I just find that to be the most relaxing part about your night routine, is like having it scheduled and finally knowing what time you need to do what, and knowing like how long it takes you to do something so that you're not so behind. I personally like starting my night early so that I can be in bed and like enjoy being in bed. I hate the feeling of getting into bed and needing to sleep like right there. Like, okay, now I'm in bed and like I have to go to sleep. I can't do that. I feel like that's a little more healthier and I should be able to do that, but I genuinely love like sitting in bed for like at least a couple minutes, catching up with Matt and he catches up with me. Like we just talk for a little bit, like more than just watching a show, and like actually talking to each each other and catching up with each other about each other's days and like how are they feeling, what's going on, what's happening. Even if you're by yourself, like stuff like journaling or reading is also another way to like take your time in your bed to like wind down properly. So that's basically how my night routine goes. Matt already fed the cats. I completely forgot to film that, but whenever I forget to film the cats on camera, I feel like everybody that's watching thinks that I don't feed them. I promise I feed them. It's just way too chaotic. I always forget to like pick up the camera and show that I'm feeding them because these cats are crazy. Like they will go crazy the second that I grab their bowls and pull out their food. Don't mind that. I promise I do feed my babies. They already had dinner, right? No, you can't have my food. No, but he's trying to steal my dessert. And then right after dinner, the cats love to have their zoomies. Like they will run around and chase each other and just start playing and fighting the second they finish eating. They do this with breakfast too. The second their bowls are licked clean, they just start running and getting their energy out. So that's perfect because by the time we're going to bed, they are exhausted. We put them in their beds and they knock out. But yeah, for somebody that wakes up at 5 a.m., I time my night. So I know to stop eating by 7:30, start brushing my teeth and prepping my tea around 8:30, and then by 9:30, that is like the bedtime where I should be in bed. If I am not in bed by 9:30, I am disappointed in myself because how many hours is that? Like from 5, 9:30, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's like 6, 7, 8. At least max 8 hours of sleep. You know, there's times where I'm in bed by 9 and I fall asleep at 10:30, and there are times where we do fall asleep at like 11. Do not judge us. Sticking to the morning and sticking to still having an early night routine still makes our sleeping schedule stay intact because we're not going to bed like super late. We used to go to bed at like 1, 2 a.m. That oh my god. I've been consistently waking up like at 5 a.m. latest like 8:30 a.m. on like weekends to the point where I forgot that there has been a time where Matt and I would fall asleep at like 2, 3 a.m. and wake up at like 10, 11 a.m. like every single morning, and I was like, what is going on? Like I used to wake up at 6, 5 a.m. And again, it has to do with your night routine. My morning routines relied on how strict I took my night routine. I still of course want my night routines to be super cozy because I'm winding down from my very busy day. So even if I'm being strict about it, I like to keep my time very scheduled, that I don't miss a time from when I eat, when I relax, watch my show, brush my teeth and do my skincare to the time I finally get to bed. I've been yapping for way too long. I just wanted to give like a good rundown as to the question that I get about how do I have a consistent 5 a.m. morning routine, and the best way that I can explain it is yapping, of course. Just the night routine. I don't really show my night routine that much because I feel like whenever I'm filming or talking about it, I feel like it's work. Like right now I feel like I'm working by talking, so I'm not really in my most winding down moment at the moment. I don't like to talk. Matt and I talk, but we don't take each other's social batteries out of each other. Whenever I'm talking to the camera, I'm sorry, no offense, but my social battery runs out. Like right now I'm already exhausted from talking because I was talking all day and working all day. But it's okay. I'm gonna be able to fall asleep nice and cozy by the end of tonight, so I'll be fine. But yeah, consistent morning routine is relying on your scheduled, strict night routine. It can be cozy, you can start it early, you can start it late. It really depends on how you want to go about your night. So don't be too hard on yourself. It's gonna take a couple of trial and errors, trust me. It took me a while to figure out what is the time that I should eat, what is the time that I should brush my teeth and start doing my tea, like what is the time that I should feed the cats. It took a while, but I think I finally got a grip at my stable night routine. So this is basically it. Tomorrow I'm waking up at 5 a.m. so let me stop yapping to this camera so I can enjoy the rest of my night. it's also her birthday month, so everybody say happy birthday to Wednesday.